Please help me welcome integrity partner and president of Family First Life West Coast, Paul McClain.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance.
All right, hey, I'm excited to be here with you guys. What an unbelievable event. And I'm just excited to do whatever I can to bring some value to you guys tonight. And before I do that, I do want to talk about Shawn Mike real quick in a thank you. I mean, from day one, and I've seen him day one starting Family First Life, just always put the long-term best interest of all of us first in everything he did. Sacrifice time, energy, effort, resources, money. And so if you guys could just put your hands together for Shawn Mike. And I also want to thank Pastor Matthew. I mean, he's given us a platform to do something significant. A lot of us are out there chasing success, and that can be fleeting. But when you taste significance, it just tastes different. And he gave us the ability the last 24 hours as we did this Kicks for Kids and watch the faces of the kids come in and grab shoes and hear the testimonies tonight. I mean, that doesn't inspire all of us to go out there and sacrifice more to be able to give back and know that this is the priority, then I think we're missing it, right? And in fact, this last Christmas, I had all my daughters, all my 4 girls, to the Dream Center, and we participated in the present giveaway and cash giveaway. And I remember watching my daughter Parker. She came up and she was giving a $100 bill to a car that came by, and she came up and said, "Dad, giving feels so much better than receiving." She said, "Dad, this feels so good." And I just saw her heart just look like it was going to explode from what she was doing. And that's what it's about. And so thank you, Pastor Matthew, for giving us the opportunity to do that, to remind us that our joy is people, our priorities is people. And if we can always keep that right as we build a business, the business will be built with the foundation of significance. And when you go out there and have trials and tribulations and 9 no-shows and 22 no-sales and an agent falls off, like all that's going to do is reveal how sturdy and stable your business is because it's built the right way. And I think Family First Life has been built the right way from day one, and we get to experience those fruits now. So thank you, Pastor Matthew. You guys can put your hands together for him as well. And I think that this really kind of dovetails well in what I want to talk about tonight, which is paying it forward. Like, how do you continuously pay it forward? And I believe that if you have passion and sacrifice for people, you'll continuously pay it forward. In fact, I guess I can I'll give a biblical example because we're in the house of God, all right? So this will be appropriate now. But if you want to take a look, you can only determine what you're passionate about by the sacrifice you're willing to give for that. And if you take a look at like the life of Christ, look at God, he was so passionate about us that he went to the cross and gave his life so we could be reconciled with God. In fact, the last 3 days of Jesus on earth is called the Passion, right? And so how do we continuously have that passion? Well, you can say, I'm passionate. I want to go out there and change the trajectory of my family. I want to go out there and build a big business. I want to give back. I want to do more. I want to give more. I want to be more. And then it's a lead that's 2.5 hours away. And you're like, it's 2.5 hours. I was good with the whole 2-hour drive, but, it's 2.5. It's almost like if your car crosses a 2-hour line, it evaporates. And you're like, I don't want to die, And so you got these conditions that show that you're not as passionate as you think you are about what you're going after because your sacrifice is not there. So you got to build that sacrifice and have that passion. And well, how do you do that? Well, I think when you take a look at, first doing that, I think your choices will reveal your passion and commitment and your ability to pay it forward. I think one of the most honoring things that we all have is our ability to choose. And so when we go out there, it's your choice. Do you choose to go out there and say yes when new leads come out? The agencies and groups that evolved the fastest, they said yes when instant internet life leads came out. Are you willing to go out there and invest in an office? When work spots came out, did you get an office? Are you plugged into an office? This is the stuff where you say, hey, it's uncomfortable. I'm going to sacrifice my thought process and follow one that's higher up because they've already traveled the path. And so I'm going to keep coachability in front of me because the best performers are the most coachable ones. And so I'm going to just say yes with my choices. I'm going to show that I'm passionate and I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to pay it forward. The other thing is traveling. I take a look at like when me and Andrew first got started, we had to travel to the leads, and so we'd go to Seattle. And I remember when me and Andrew first flew to Seattle, Dave, we got out and we went to, it was to Enterprise, and Andrew was trying to get a car, and he was too young. So I don't know how he did it, but he literally found somebody to co-sign for him to get a car so we could travel business. In fact, my last day in the field, I was dead beat tired. It was a 9 o'clock appointment, and I hit the median, and my hubcap flew off my Hyundai Elantra that I was renting for $22 a day. And I saw it going in my rearview mirror, so I corrected, got out of the car. I was like, they might charge me $22 for that dang thing. So I ran into the freeway, almost died, grabbed it, went to Walmart, and the next morning I got that duct tape and I double-sided it so I could put it on one side and then duct tape it on. So I pull in to drop it off, and I'm walking away, and I'm like, thinking I got away with something, and the dang thing falls off. And the guy looks at me. He's like, dude, just go, just go, But see, it's those sacrifices that when we work with agents and they come on board, we can say, listen, I know how you feel. I have empathy. I've been there. I've done it, right? I've led by example. I've gone out there and done those things. I've gone to 20 appointments and had 9 of them no-show and 9 of them say no, and figure out, like, is this something for me? And dealt with doubt and discouragement and disbelief and how to pick myself up and be encouraged to go out there and continue to press forward. That's how you pay it forward, is with that. Staff. A staff's an extension of you. And I remember when I first started working with staff, my mindset was so broken with it. It was, how can I get the most out of my staff? It was like my staff was a wet towel, and I was trying to wring it out or something. Like, what the heck is that? And I realized that it's not how much can I get out of them, it's how can I empower them and bring out the best of them every single day. And when I shifted that, I was able to invest in them in an appropriate way to empower them, to speak life into them, for them to take ownership in their position, and then things started to grow because I was paying it forward into my staff, and they could pay it forward to all the other agents because I could only do so much. But it's paying it forward to the people that have the greatest influence in your business. Energy. I look at Shawn Mike, and day one, he just always had, and he still does, this energy that's just infectious. And I remember when we got started, we had no leads in litigation. 2 things you don't want to start with a business, right? But he was just unwavering. Like, when I called him and I was like, dude, I don't know if this thing's going to work. Where's there's leads, this attorney, all these things, he was just, we're going to figure it out. It's going to be good. And he'd come in just with this positive air that there was already victory ahead of him, that he had already won. It was just like, dude, I know it looks bad, but we're going to win. Just keep going. And he operated as if the victory was already his. And now we're stepping into that, and this is a season where we're getting to experience that as you take a look at the numbers and they continue to explode. But that energy is how you pay it forward to your team. Resources, money. I remember talking to him about Trey. He's like, dude, we looked at Trey's P&L, and all his money was going out to leads for agents. Well, if you want to know what you're passionate about, look at your bank statement, right? And Trey's passion was people. How can I invest? How can I give back? I got to come in and let me give it back. And now his group's doing $3 million plus a month. That's how you pay it forward. And see, when it comes to time as well, waking up at 4 a.m. like Dave's doing, that's paying it forward. Like when somebody comes up and says, Dave, man, thank you so much, dude. I knew I should have woke up at 5. I know I should do it. And then you kept doing it. And I was like, man, I'm going to do it. You inspired me to do it. And I've had agents tell me that. And then they go out there, and now they're waking up early enough, and they can take advantage of the day. Now they feel like they've got dominion, and they're in a position to win the day because they're not just being moved by circumstances, situations. They've stepped in and said, hey, I've now got control. I can read, develop, think, plan, listen to podcasts, get my mind right. That's paying it forward with your time, energy, and effort. And see, guys, this is the one thing I've realized is that it's easy to get sucked into what we enjoy. Like, do I enjoy watching a game? I enjoy eating some good food, but that's not where my joy is. And I'm reminded that as I get to do things like this, like my joy is people, to serve people, to love people, to build up people, to empower people. That's where the joy comes from. And when you start to try to find joy in things that are only enjoyable, it's fleeting and it's short-lasted. Your business will start to be built with selfish desires and whatever makes the most sense for you. And when it does, when things come, it'll fall quickly. And so to continuously build it the right way, I'll leave you guys with this. Paying it forward is about sacrifice. Time, energy, money, effort. And see, generous people will be blessed. I love that scripture because it's easy for me to memorize. It's like 5 words, and it's like good English. There's no half or nothing like that. So generous people will be blessed. And so everybody's got this generous people will be blessed. They have this hey, I want to go out there and build a business. Well, go out there and build a business and have a giving standard. You got a standard of living? Have a standard of giving. Thank you, guys.